DreAllDay.com.
Dre Baldwin, DreAllDay.com. We got another Dre story here. Let's see if we can keep these going. Now I want to tell y'all the Sheetz scandal. Now, those of you who are not from a certain part of the United States, Sheetz is like Wawa. Y'all know Wawa? In Philadelphia, Wawa is very popular. It's like a gas station, but then it's like a convenience store at the same time. They got food, you can order stuff. It's basically like a little convenience store connected to the gas station, and sometimes it's just a convenience store without the gas station. But they don't have Wawa too much down here in South Florida. They don't even have Sheetz down here. But where I went to school in Altoona, Pennsylvania. So that's the center of Pennsylvania. Sheetz is huge there because the people who started Sheetz are actually from Altoona. So when I first went to Penn State, Altoona, that's the first time I came across Sheetz. And I'm like, this shit is incredible because it's like a big ass, like, it's like a restaurant next to a gas station. So I love Sheetz. And they have all these good food. They had this food called the MTO, standing for Made to Order. So you can order a sandwich. They got like cheesesteaks, hoagies, cheese fries, chicken tenders at a gas station. And again, I had never seen this before where I'm from. So Sheetz was a big deal, and they had a Sheetz right down the street from campus. Now at this time, I had a Volkswagen at the time when I was in college. So I would go to Sheetz, get me an MTO, give me something to eat, get some gas and all that. Now, mind you, this is the early 2000s, and the gas situations are not like this anymore in the United States, but this is how it was at the time, was that, and those of you who are old enough, my age or older, you in your 30s or older, you remember this, that you would go to the gas station, you will pull up to the pump where you want the gas, and you would put all the gas in the car that you wanted. Then you would go inside and you would tell them, yo, I got pump 4. They would pull up how much gas you got, and then they would charge you for it. So you could fill up your tank, get $45 worth of gas. Then you went inside and you paid for the gas after you put it in the car. So this is like the honesty system, or what do they call it? The honor system, right? You by the honor of knowing that you had to pay for the gas that you got, and it was all good. Now, mind you, I'm a broke college student, combined with the fact that I'm a hustler. Now, being broke, sometimes I needed gas in my car, and I didn't have that much money. I had enough money for gas, but I didn't want to spend the money on gas. I wanted to save that money for other shit. And I saw the opportunity to steal the gas. So what did I start doing? I ain't even got to tell you the story. I started stealing the gas. So I would pull up to the gas station. I would put and I wouldn't do it egregiously. I would at least have a little bit of sense, and I wouldn't do an egregious steal. I would steal I put like $10 in there. Now, mind you, this is when gas was cheap. Who was the president at that time? So this is when W. Bush was president. So shout out to W. Bush, because gas was cheap back then. It was like $1 or something. So, and I guess Clinton before that. So I put like $10 worth of gas, would be like 3/4 of the gas tank for my Volkswagen. So I get like $10 worth of gas. And then here's what I would do to play it off. Because, if you just pull up to the pump, put gas in your car, and then drive off, somebody might notice that. Like, that shit looks suspicious. Like, yo, he didn't even come inside. He just stole some gas. So to make sure it didn't look that suspicious, here's what I would always do. I'll pull up, put gas in the car, and then I will go inside as if I was about to pay. Because look, somebody else who was getting gas might see me pull up, put the gas and drive, and they might snitch on me. So I'm like, all right, let me go inside so they think I'm going inside to pay. I would go inside and I would buy something small. I'd buy like a pack of Skittles, a soda, something like that, and for like $3, and then I just walk out with my soda and my Skittles and get in the car and drive off. And the people outside of the pump, they don't know any better. That's one thing that I would do. So that's one thing I started doing, to steal gas. And I'm sure I'm not the only person in the world who stole gas this way. And this is why gas stations are nothing like this anymore. Nowadays, if you want gas, you got to pay first, then you get the gas. Or you got to put your card in, then the gas works. But if you don't pay, you don't get any gas. That's the way every gas station is now, because probably thousands, millions of people were stealing gas. So they fixed that part. Here's what I did, because it was Sheetz specifically. Now they had these MTOs, these sandwiches, and these meals that you could basically get. Now, sandwiches, how much is a sandwich? $6, $7, $8, $10, something like that. Now, being I'm a broke college student, but I'm also hungry, and I'm also a hustler, here's what I would do. I would do the package deal. So I'll pull up to the gas pump, put $15 worth of gas in my tank, go inside. I will order me an MTO sandwich for like $9. Then they give you a little receipt. So that receipt, they would scan it, and then they would charge you for the sandwich. And then when the sandwich was made, the workers who was making the sandwich, they would put them down on the counter, like, hey, order number 37, order 74. They would put it down there, and then you would just grab your order, because they are assuming that you already paid for it. So what I would do, noticing this, again, this is my opportunity. I noticed the incentive to hustle. I would order the MTO for like $9. I got my gas already. then I would go get me some candy. I'd buy me some Sour Patch Kids, soda, some Mike and Ike's, whatever. I would pay for that. And that would be like $3.50, $4, something like that. So I paid it $3.50 to $4, and I got a bag with my stuff in it. I have a receipt in my hand. Now, mind you, I know that nobody's paying that close attention to me. It ain't like there's a detective or a hidden camera just watching me. They're just noticing, all right, if a dude got gas and he picks up a meal but he doesn't have a receipt, then obviously he didn't pay for it. So I made sure I'm playing it off. I play it off by buying something for like $3, but I'm walking out of there with $15 worth of gas, $10 worth of food, $3 worth of candy. So what is that? That's like $28 worth of cash and prizes, but I only spent $3. But I walked out with the MTO and I got my gas. So my man, he called it later on, before we even graduated, they changed the system in Sheetz. So what they started doing was, if you ordered an MTO, like a sandwich or some food or something, they would give the food to the person at the counter, at the register. So then the only way you could get it was you had to show your receipt that you had paid for it, then they would hand it to you. And if you hadn't paid for it, they would know you hadn't paid because you hadn't come up to the register. So my man called it the Dre Proofing of Sheets. So they had to Dre Proof the Sheets because I had hustled my way into getting a few MTOs and a whole bunch of gas because I was a broke college student. That's my rationalization of the whole situation. That's my excuse. I was a broke college student at the time. So Sheetz, if y'all want to send me an invoice, y'all can invoice me for, who knows, maybe $100 of what I got off y'all in that time. Or we can work it out another way. I'll send y'all a few copies of the Mirror Motivation or something like that for your staff. But that's what it is. That was the Dre Proofing of Sheets. That is the Sheetz hustle story of gas and MTO sandwiches. I know I ain't the only one who did it, but I'm the one. I'll take the blame. All right, I will take the blame for all college students who did this, even though I'm not the only one. So that's the MTO story. Y'all want to hear more of these Dre stories? Y'all let me know, and we'll keep them going. Work on your game. Dre all day.